Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it is February 14th, Valentine's Day today. Welcome to Central New York. We got ourselves a nice snowstorm here going on. I think it's only been snowing, really snowing for a few hours. And I just measured in front of the barn, which is where some of the snow blows away some, and it's 10 inches there. It's 16 inches right up in front of me up here, and in back it's 14 inches. It's only been snowing a few hours, and the forecast calls for this snow band to hang over us and other areas around us over the next day and a half potentially. So we'll see. Let's turn on the PTO here. So yesterday we had a thaw, which really the banks really sank down quite a bit. It got up to I think about 36 degrees Fahrenheit here, and we had rain. So, and I had to have the Optimus out yesterday to clean some of the snow that shot off the work area, and I thawed a lot of the snow and ice that was on this unit. So, but the bad news is, besides having the nice snowstorm coming in here, it's all ice. All the roads, driveway, everything's just a sheet of ice. Good news is that I was able to clean out, because there was lots of, every time you bring this equipment inside, yeah, this is pretty deep in here. Every time you bring this equipment inside, all the snow and everything melts off. So, and I try and clean things off as much as I can. Boy, this isn't good. So last night I went ahead and turned the charger on the tractor, so I had to have the hood up. So I put a little block of wood holding the windshield wiper blade away from the windshield, so that everything didn't freeze, the wiper blade didn't freeze to the windshield. Well, now the wiper blade isn't making good contact. It's still soft ground in that one spot there. So hopefully things will work out here and the windshield wiper blade will start working correctly. My own fault. Oh, Lord. So Central New York, we've had a couple of, oh, here's the other challenging issue. So we've got the bookstore, and we sell books and, some DVDs, CDs, things like that on Amazon, on eBay. Sorry about that. And, but our internet is just about completely down. It's not down. Let's see if this overhead door is going to close. Oh, Lord. No. Please. See, when the snow's blowing in, it can obscure the sensors. The door has sensors, so it doesn't close on an animal or anything. When this windshield wiper blade is not working very well. Great job. So anyways, the issue with our internet right now we have Starlink. All right, so I should say this. So I can't really go online and take care of our bookstore requirements right now, because this depth of the snow, even though we had a lot melt yesterday, is over 3 feet deep on our roof. And how do I know that? Where the the place where I mounted Starlink, the satellite dish, is at the back of the taller shop here. Let me see if I can get that wiper blade to go in further. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, this sucks. This will be an issue if I can't get this to work well. Well, I'll just let it run for a while and hope that it starts working better. Oh, Jesus, turn the PTO back on. So, the depth of the snow is so high on the roof right now that even though the satellite dish is really good, man, I really can't see very well. The satellite dish is heated so that with snow landing on it, it's melting it, but the rate at which that the snow is landing on it exceeds the melting capacity of the Starlink. Haven't had this in any of our snowstorms so far, but if you think about it, the dish sits 3 feet above the roof, and the height of the roof, man, it's all ice underneath here. And I've got to remember to get fuel in here today, because I'm between a half and a quarter tank of fuel, and I really don't like the fuel level getting down too far. Especially if we're just in the beginning of this storm. So well, welcome to my exciting life here in snow country. Come on, wiper blade, start working a little bit better here. Yeah, I can't see so well. Just threw a bunch of snow on the bird's bushes there, dang it. Didn't mean to do that. So the winds are coming out of the northwest right now. Oh, Lord. So hopefully, if we get a window where the snow band isn't dropping so much, I'll be able to go in and get internet access, because Starlink will melt, the dish will melt. Will end up melting all of the snow on top of the dish. But also we've got all that cloud cover and all that snow in the atmosphere that's interfering with the internet signal. We've just never had this before. We have some connectivity issues, slows down when we have terrible downpours and rain and completely overcast and all. So we do have that happen from time to time. Right on all ice here, not working so well. Yeah. Thea said to me earlier, Oh, I think we got over 6 inches. That was about an hour ago. I think she underestimated it. We got at least 14, 15 inches right here. Because this was just shoveled out the path here. Man, I do not see behind me so well with the windows getting plugged up here some. I'm going to knock some of this snow down here, and now we'll do this again. So, oh, maybe the wiper's starting to work now. Everything gets, all that freezing rain got in everything yesterday. And then I brought it in and it just solidified everything. Yeah, this is going to go slow today. This is all ice down here. Well, I gotta say, this unit has been working so well. I dug out the areas where the firewood was, the IBC cages out back, which was, you know, a couple of feet deep here 2 times now, which with lots of ice, you know, very. Not like snow easy to blow like this, but material that had grown over a couple weeks, and it just chopped through that and did a fantastic job, and it's been doing fantastic. So hopefully we don't shear any more pins this season. Man, this is nothing but ice underneath here. And my tires are not loaded. I do have the ballast on the back, but I don't load the tires because when it comes time to, when I get a flat, it's just much easier if I don't have those several hundred pounds of weight in the tires for me to deal with. And with the ballast on the back, the subframe assembly and the unit on the front, this unit appears to be very well balanced. Now, do I lose traction at times? Yes. But especially when there's a crown to the road, like the driveway. Yes, that is an issue. I'm not taking full bites here today. So this machine does a fantastic job. And it throws the snow so darn far, you really can't tell from looking at it from in here when I'm shooting the pile straight ahead of me. So it's going to take quite some time for the snow to melt. I mean, for all this snow to melt from this winter. We are getting, this is a little bit more like it used to be, the snowfalls and all. And we're prepared in case we do have one of those mothers, you know, the mother of all storms that come every 10, 20 years. But, you know, it's, it really is very dependent on where that, where the lake effect band hovers. There's times where people around me have gotten hammered and we haven't gotten it. But there's times where we'll get 4 foot at one time. But we do what we can do. It's usually what I would do today or every morning is I'm working on the computer and but without being able to work on the computer and do the things I have to do online. So I decided let's get out here as soon as we got a little bit of a break, because it isn't coming down quite as heavy as it was coming down. You got visibility. We can see a good 100 yards away. But these are not days to be traveling on the road. A really good friend's having a major surgical procedure done today. So we're both very concerned. Thea's very much on edge. There's a prolonged hospitalization with this procedure. So we're praying for her. These are the days too that people can get in car accidents. Car accidents. Thank God there aren't the high winds right now. But we worry about making sure every hospital's got backup generator in case the power does go out. Yeah, this machine really works well. Did a lot of research before buying the Kubotas, and I've got to say I am so happy I did this because it's so much easier on my body. Back up a little bit, let some of that snow fall down in front of the blower. Raise it up some. So some of the snow now is like the bit large pellets that are coming down. So when I start the tractor up, I do a little bit of shoveling right around when I'm first getting things started, and it didn't take very long at all before I had about an eighth of an inch of snow right where the tractor sits, just leaving the overhead door open for a short period of time. So those people who are from different parts of the country, when they come here, it's like SUNY Oswego, the university. There'll be lots of students who've been from New York, but downstate New York and on, and never experienced winters like we have here. We actually, at SUNY Oswego, we put in stakes like our fencing posts, like T-posts, and tie ropes there so that students can make it from one building to another building without small people with the big coats. They get airborne. Now that's only during the really bad windstorms. But they do get the big snowstorms as well. I feel sorry for the guys who are doing snow plowing now, because what ends up happening is they've got banks. Now the guys around here, they got skid steers, track loaders, excavators and all, or big front end loaders, so they can go ahead and take those banks that they've been building up over the winter time and just dig them, push those banks way back. I think I mentioned in one of the last videos when Thea and I were headed to Oswego on Route 48, we got behind a grader. These are big industrial construction equipment for putting in roads and all, and they use those on the roads to try and knock back the banks, because when we get out of our driveway, the banks are high enough. You're basically in the road because you can't see. There's no way for you to tell if there's a car coming because the banks are so high when you're pulling out of a driveway. So that's a big thing. All the guys who are out snow plowing, they start off probably 3 o'clock in the morning, start getting all of and they go around the clock during these storms. The guys, our town is the town of Granby, and those guys work their butts off trying to keep the roads clear. And it really is important for people to be prepared. If you live up here, you need to be prepared so that you're not venturing out and possibly getting stuck until the roads are cleared. And when it's coming down like this, there's no guarantee that you're going to make it home safely or make it to your destination. When we have these storms. It's going to take a little while for this East Garden snow to melt. We got a good 7 foot of hard packed snow in there. And it's getting a bit too warm, but I'm not going to open up the window just yet. Yeah, there's probably an inch since I started snow blowing, because I could see I just finished shoveling right in front of this door. I'm gonna move back away from the soffit here some so that I don't, man, this is nothing but a sheet of ice here. Okay. In this window now. Oh, dang it. Yeah, we got some snow. So, my daughter Sabrina's probably watching this. And, honey, it's not as bad as it looks. She grew up here in snow country when she was a kid. She's been living in Syracuse area for a while now, and someday she'll be back up here. Yeah, it's all a sheet of ice here. So right now I'm on quite a bit of ice. It's pretty level where I am right now, flat ground. So I'm not shifting at all. She's going exactly where I want it to go. It is in four-wheel drive, of course. I'm in medium range of the three-gear system. And I should have slowed down some because I could see I pushed a little bit too fast because I got a little furrow here on the side. Just gonna get rid of that furrow now. But you can see the wind's coming out of the west, shooting, even though I'm shooting it, throwing it in that direction, the light stuff is just coming right back on us. But I can't throw it far enough today to the right. But we will be able to in a couple of minutes. We'll get back here a little bit further. Always want to direct your shoot in the direction that the wind direction is, and the wind direction today is in the correct position. It's flowing from the west to the east the way that it usually does. So in order to prevent drifts and all, and as you can see, I'm just throwing it right into the wind. So I'm going to go ahead and direct it down some. try to get less coming in here. I'm not throwing it as far, unfortunately. And there aren't any rocks in it right now, so as I'm hitting the statues and all, I'm just burying things. I just like the statues to be able to be seen, because if we get a new delivery driver from Amazon or whatever, and they don't know that that's, they just think it's a snowbank and there's a statue underneath it. I've had one driver hit one of our statues already. And it's not like I really don't try to try very, very hard to make sure that. Let's go ahead and raise it up some more. Okay, let's throw some snow over in the other direction. Yeah, we got a good 14 inches right here right now. So emergency rooms will be getting their share of heart attacks today. People overdoing it. People my age, or in the 50s even. Man, it is just a sheet of ice underneath this. When I do my measuring, I don't have the Ryan Hall yaw meter, which, in case you don't know, he's a really good meteorologist. He's on the internet. Ryan Hall does a great job of covering storms. You know, when there's storms, no matter where it is in the States, he's covering it. And he covers the storm chasers as well, or at least some of them. But I don't have the Ryan Hall yaw meter, but I've got some good heavy-duty stiff 4-foot rulers. That's what I use to measure. Because if I can keep it down and get it right down to the solid ice that we got yesterday, that's how I'm able to measure the snow. When Thea came in this morning, she says, geez, we got over 6 inches. I said, okay. I got out there and I knew darn well we probably had a foot. So that's when I get the straight edge 4-foot ruler out. See what we actually got. So the cabin here is very, very warm, very comfortable, fantastic visibility. But if I turn the fan speed down, and of course I always keep the air conditioner on, which really reduces the amount of humidity, condensation on the inner surface of the windows. And getting close to the statues here. So, as I was saying, the tractor, the visibility in this is so good. The Avant 860i, that's fantastic as well. The excavator, the visibility is very good in that. But really, if you're going to be up working out in the winter months, you really want to have a cab that's comfortable that's heated. Of course, it's got air conditioning in the summer too. But you want to be able to see what you're doing, especially when you get these snowfalls. So dangerous being out on the roads. Even snow blowing right up next to the road. You know, folks don't see it. If people go too darn fast and really don't slow down enough to say, hey, let's see what this guy's going to do, and to prevent an accident. Now the ground slopes downhill in the direction I'm heading now, because this is the sediment collecting canal system here, where we re-harvest the soil. Man, this is nothing but a sheet of ice here. Oh boy, that window that I got open might have hit the soffit right there, so I got to be real careful. So right now I'm trying to direct the snow over into the sediment collecting canal system, which is buried under all that snow. Yeah, I'm just on a sheet of ice right here. Holy cows. A whole big bank just caved in here some, so we'll grab some of that. Not to knock down too much snow here. Well, it's another beautiful day in the neighborhood, folks. Got to slow down, because if you go too fast when you're, even though the augers are doing a great job here, if you exceed the rate at which it can process that snow, it'll start to come out around the side, which just means I got to slow down a bit. But this machine is just chewing it up beautifully here. it is a significant amount of work, you know, homesteading in a place like this. It means you got to deal with the snow. It means that if you don't buy the wood, like we don't buy the wood, there's a little curl overhead draft right here, and you have to process wood. So it's time spent in the wood yard, going out in the forest and harvesting dead trees or damaged trees, hauling those back to the wood yard, and then go about processing it. Although I'm older now and I don't have the abilities that I used to have, I've got equipment to help to reduce my workload or make it easier for me, which makes all the difference in the world. I did get a new software update on the Cybertruck. Downloaded that last night, or was it this morning before it started snowing? I can't remember right now. So, and it's got a newer version of full self-driving, and that has been fantastic. The latest version that I've been using is 13.2.4. And that is amazing. Up here in this snow country, that is amazing. And the version that we just downloaded is 13.2.7. So I'm pretty excited about trying that out. The effectiveness of these full self-driving firmware updates are much better than I thought they would be. Because, quite honestly, I'm so skeptical. Certainly in parts of the country where you don't get the snow like we get, or the big whiteouts and all, yeah, I could see it being perfect. There'd be no time at all. But I've had my serious doubts about it, just knowing how tough it is with using cameras alone, without radar, without LiDAR, without anything else, and adjusting the speed appropriately. Well, with 13.2.2 and then 13.2.4, well, my tune is changing some. It's really doing. It's not there yet, but the advances are much further along than I thought they would be. Pretty darn impressed. Okay, now we got the crown in the road, and I tend to get shifted off to the right here some, so we'll see what I can do. Shifting over a little bit now. And I hate doing this where the pillars are, but I'm right on ice. Yeah, this is not easy. I may end up having to make the driveway a little bit narrower since this is all ice underneath this. We'll see. Oh boy, this baby, she really does a great job. sometimes when there's this much ice and it isn't snowing, I'll try to leave a ½ inch to an inch of snow on the ground, so that when we're walking, you don't want to move fast, but less of a chance that you're going to slip and break a bone. Yeah, I think I'm going to make this narrower today. I hope my next door neighbor didn't push snow up against that fire hydrant again. See, the snowplow hasn't been by in a couple hours. Looks like we got about 16 inches up here right now. I'd love it if the snowplow came by right now, and I could clean up right after him. But he'll push what's in the road right across the top of the driveway here. He's got to. These guys have a tough job. And I can't imagine sitting in a truck being on for as many hours, going around the clock, blowing snow, and trying to be hyper vigilant about, where cars are broken down, where mailboxes are, all the things that these guys got on their mind. And they train and stay on the same routes unless someone's sick or retires. So it's not easy for them. see something coming. Oh, it's one of the neighbors blowing snow. Can't even see where my mailbox is down in there. Trying to knock more snow down and I'll clean it up again. We're on the main road right now. keep, sorry I'm not chatting very much here, I got to keep my eyes open for snow plows or vehicles coming. Okay, got the snow cleared out in front of the mailbox. Let's see what we can do now. Okay. So, getting that top of the driveway cleared out is kind of important. It'll get jam-packed right in again when the snow plows come through. But I'm glad I got that done so far. This guy's doing all that snow plowing. They got their work cut out for them today. Hope to God they don't have any major breakdowns, because that's another big issue. They do spend a lot of time working, doing the maintenance work that has to be done on those snow plows, sanders, all the things that they got going on there. So up here in this part of the country, really depend on those town and city and highway, state workers keeping our roads clear. Just realized the wiper blade was stuck there. This is just one big sheet of ice. And I'm going too fast through here because I'm leaving a little streak. I have to see how many of our trees survive, the young trees that we got, the 1-year-old and 2-year-old trees underneath all of this snow and ice. So happy I use a snowblower. When I used to use the front end loader, my banks on each side of the road, the bank across the top of the driveway. They were so huge, and then I had a monster bank down and back where the fig trees are. And I didn't have a cab on the Case 995 or David Brown 995, which made it very cold, long, many hours out there snowblowing. Yeah, we're down to a quarter tank of fuel right now. So happy what the Doge team has been bringing forward, and I think even people have been listening to the major media news outlets like even MSNBC and CNN. I think a lot of their viewers are, well, at least I hear comments on X and all, where they're much more for getting rid of all the corruption. And of course, I can't see why they wouldn't feel that way. It's just all the misinformation that they've been fed about Elon and Trump. Let's make sure no snow plows are coming yet. So I think it's a real good thing that it's getting so much attention. One of the things I do wonder, and I hate thinking that the extent of the corruption actually goes throughout our Senate now. Certainly there is all the insider trading that's been going on. You know, we have so many of elected officials that are privy to information about companies and tariffs or whatever it may be, and they're trading on that information. And, you know, their salary may be about $200,000 a year, and over the years they amass, you know, become multi-millionaires. And it's not cheap to live in DC and to travel back and forth, and also they're making their money some other way. And you gotta wonder why they're creating such a hoopla about Elon and all when they're multi-millionaires. And if they are part of this corruption, I hope they get prosecuted. They won't. The questions on X all the time, do you think if so-and-so, whoever it may be, some official was proven to be corrupt, should they be prosecuted? Absolutely. Whether it's a Democrat or Republican, an independent, or NGO, non-government office person, if there's corruption and they've been stealing from the American taxpayers, I want to see them. I'd like to see their resources confiscated, just like they would with a drug cartel or whatever. Take their assets and fund the Social Security, fund the knock down the national debt, fund Medicare, Medicaid. Yeah, I'd really like to see some people who did this, knowingly did this. Now, individuals who who were working for them and didn't know, you know, honest employees in these government agencies that just weren't aware that this corruption was going on? No, I don't want to see them prosecuted. But if it was part of their job to know what was going on, yes. And I don't want just jail time or a slap on the wrist. I'd like to see the money come back. Yeah, we got some snow here. It is beautiful out here though. It'll be muddy in the springtime, not as pretty. Yeah. We got a good 16, 17 inches back here, maybe 18 inches. And again, it's all ice, so I gotta not have too much downward pressure on the blower here. Snow's letting up here, and a nice that's happening. Yeah, we got some deep snow down in here. See what we can do here now. Yeah, we got some deep snow in here. Glad I'm getting out here now and getting this snow blown before the rest of the snow comes. I can see the Starlink satellite dish back there it's melting the snow around itself. Yeah. Yeah, we may have 2 feet back here. It's right up to the top of the tires. I don't know how many inches. Well, oh, not quite to the top of the tires. My front tires. I'll knock down some of this. Got to slow down a bit here. It's so important to stay on top of it when you're getting this snow. With a snowblower, you have more freedom than you do with a snowplow. But if you're not planning ahead of time with a snowplow, you really can get yourself into overwhelming the capabilities of your truck or the plow itself. And you certainly can overwhelm the snowblower. I'm going to turn my 4-ways off and turn my lights off now. This is the most amount of snow we've had in a few winters now, so this is good. I'm certainly glad I got the wood out for Carol the other day. I wanted to try and snowblow in front of the solar panels, but we're just getting too much snow right now for me to be able to do that. Thank God this machine throws the snow the distance that it throws it. So if I were using a plow, these banks would be so much higher, and every time the wind would kick in, we'd get drifting out of the roadway. I'd have to be plowing much more frequently with a snowplow. I'm about an inch, I think, above the ice down here. Snow's letting up some. You never know, the band may stop, or it may do what they say over the next, I don't know, 36 hours and keep pounding us. The winds are kicking up a little bit more now. So I have T-posts down here to help me tell where everything is. Old Elon's covered right up there, by golly. Solar panels got a couple foot of snow on them. I cleaned the snow off about a week ago. Maybe 2 weeks ago. We're less than a quarter of a tank now. I'm really eating up the fuel today. So I'll have to make a pass over there and fuel up. That's the fastest I've seen it go down below a quarter of a tank. Of course, I use it. I don't think I've ever had it this low, to tell you the truth. I do not want to run out of fuel. Yeah, this snow is deep down here. Oh. There won't be any driving down and back down here anytime soon right now. This is the roadway down to the beaver ponds. Just cleaned up the snow down here yesterday. It's amazing how much can fall in just several hours. Try to make myself a little turnaround spot down here. glad I fed the compost pile yesterday. The deer are always going to the compost pile. It was a tough winter for the deer. Well, I think the band is back over us again. Yep. Pushing a little bit too fast again. Getting a little overrun. Just keep redirecting the chute so that I'm not doing any damage or potential risk to any of the equipment here. I'm certainly glad the windshield wiper blade is working again. Yeah, that snow band is over us again. My tracks that I just made coming this other way are already filled in. Number one objective now is to get some fuel. Now you can't see it from here, but I can look up at the top of the roof on the first the workshop, the two-story workshop there, and I can see the Starlink dish. It is melting all the snow around it. That was so smart for them to put in a heater for those Starlink dishes. And that Starlink system, it far surpasses our previous internet providers, Time Warner, Spectrum. Oh my God, it's so many times faster, so much more reliable. It's just during storms like this, when the snow gets on it and it's got to shoot through all the clouds and all the snow in the atmosphere, that we have some interruption. Yeah, kind of deep the snow is. I thank God that I got out here when I did to start blowing this snow. Thank God I invested in a good tractor and a really good snowblower. This is a Kubota Grandel 6060. You know, I've got the front end loader that I can put on it in the spring, use that all summer long. I don't use it as much as I used to, the loader and all. But I'll tell you, having this snowblower during the winter months, it's a godsend. I cleaned off the off-road diesel fuel tank and all the electronics, all that area. I cleaned all that stuff up yesterday. I try to keep it pretty clean each time I blow snow, but yesterday I took some extra effort to really clean things up a lot. The snow's pretty deep. If we get a decent day, I'll take the drone up and shoot some footage, see what things look like. So how are you folks doing? Are you having a good day today? I hope so. It's Valentine's Day. Everybody's with their sweethearts. I'm not much of a holiday person myself, but I do love and respect my wife. Very fortunate man. every day, almost every day, not every day, I'll get emails for collaborations. In other words, promoting someone's product and all. And they'll offer to sponsor a video. I don't know that they even watch my videos. Some of the people look at some of the emails I get, it doesn't make any sense. I get them for makeup, all kinds of things. And so and I always tell people, I'm just going to tell my honest review of it. And I don't have a channel that's big enough where I'd be able to say, oh yeah, give me a few $1,000s and I'll promote your product. And I'd only do that if I use the product. And there's products that oh man, we do have a few inches since I left this spot here. Okay, I got to get over by the fuel tank now. Let's see. So this was 14 inches probably an hour and a half ago when I started this. I'd say we got 16, 17, maybe 18 inches here. Maybe more. I'm not sure. Okay, I gotta fuel this puppy up. Come on, baby. Yeah, that snow's deep. Yeah. I'm not sure what happens with that nozzle when it gets all frozen like that. Just wants to, as if it's getting feedback saying that the tank is full, and it triggers off. And it doesn't matter if you try going real slow or trying to go full tilt. Okay, it's cold in here now that I've had the doors open for a while. Oh, Lord. So if any of you folks are still watching at this point, thank you. Can't imagine. Let's see what we can do here, get around and make one pass over here. Althea's walking out here. Something must be wrong.
I called you and you didn't answer, so I was worried. So I came out here. And then Carrie knocked on the door, and the F-150 truck that was plowing their driveway just went off a little. They have a chain, and they were wondering if you could just yank the plow guy out.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can. I've got to make a path around here first, then I'll come down.
They went to the Parkers because they didn't want to bother you again. And they said, oh, we don't usually do that. We're kind of busy.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
So I said, okay.
All right.
I'll start. I'll make lunch when you come in. I'll get everything ready.
Yeah. All right.
There's no driving. They don't want you driving. The police said in Fulton, no driving.
Okay.
And the roads are closed from Fulton, Route 3, all the way to Route 31. The 481 shut
Okay.
down.
All right, hon. Okay, so a snowplow is stuck, and so I gotta try and see if I can get them unstuck. Let me just see if I can make a path around here first. Oh dang it. And she just told me that the roads are closed all around here. No unnecessary travel. Go ahead and see if I can open this up a little bit more here. So one of our neighbors said he was too busy to pull out the snow plow that's stuck. So we'll come over here, see what we can do. Yeah, we got some snow. Yeah, we got a few more inches up here in the driveway since I did this. It's making that noise. Oh, I hope there's not something going on with a PTO. Making some noise there. Yeah, all sheet of ice underneath here. Okay.
The wind is howling, snow's coming down. Maximus pushing through the night, but we called in a dozer cause the drifts got tight. Neighbor stranded, buried up deep. Snow don't care, it don't lose no sleep. Bleed the ground, diesel's running hot. Doing all we can with everything we got. Full tilt boogie, winter's got its grip. Digging out the homestead, trying not to slip. Optimus Maximus pushing through the night, but we called in a dozer cause the drifts got tight. The storm keeps roaring, but we ain't backing down. Country folk don't quit, we don't turn around. Steel and muscle, grit and pride. We're fighting this blizzard side by side. Coffee's getting cold, but the work ain't through. Got a firewood run and a path to hew. 10 more inches, maybe more, but we'll keep plowing like we did before. Full tilt boogie, winter's got its grip. Digging out the homestead, trying not to slip. Optimus Maximus pushing through the night, but we called in a dozer cause the drifts got tight. Snow keeps falling, but we're standing tall. Country life don't flinch, we answer the call. With iron and will through the ice and the cold. We dig each other out, same way it's always been told. From the farms to the cities, across this great land, we stand with the leaders who take a bold stand. Trump's fighting strong, Elon's breaking chains, and the dog team's driving through the winds and the rain. We stand tall, we stand free, backing the ones who believe like we believe, cutting through the lies, building up the dream with Trump, Elon, and the Dog G team. They fear the change, they fight the tide, but we've got the truth and we wear it with pride. They try to stop us, they twist the game, but the fire of freedom still burns in our veins. We stand tall, we stand free, backing the ones who believe like we believe, cutting through the lies, building up the dream with Trump, Elon, and the Dog G team. The media screams, the critics cry, but the eagle soars in the open sky. An ovation, strength, and a vision so wide they can't stop the future, no matter how they try. From rockets to factories, from ballots to steel, they're leading the charge with American will. The swamp is shaking, the old guard fades, and a new day rises in the land of the brave. We stand tall, we stand free, backing the ones who believe like we believe, cutting through the lies, building up the dream with Trump, Elon, and the Dog G team. The flag still flies, the fire still burns, and history is ours to write in return. With vision and courage, we follow the stream, marching on strong with the Dog G team.